Well. Another yet disappointing year for YouTubers, streamers, in general, anything. Seriously, what has this world come to, you know? What does it come to?
I genuinely do not know.
Dude, it's crazy.
The world is burning.
Beyond burning at this point. It's almost destroyed in this. Especially with all those top creators out there. Mr. Beast. What the actual fuck, dude? What is wrong with you?
Anyways, you're listening to Pilot's Lounge, and welcome to YouTube Drama Part 2.
YouTube Drama
Electric
Part 2.
Boogaloo.
Electric what?
I'll be sure. Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. I've never heard that one before, but alright. Oh my god.
And anyways, as I was saying, if you don't like the video, share the video, subscribe, we won't be in the next podcast. Instead, Rachel Zegler's gonna show up.
Oh, dude. No, not her. Anyone but her, please.
So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video.
Oh my god.
Because we will all rather be on this podcast than her.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Anyways, into the world of just pure bullshit. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Mr. Beast, Ludwig. You know what? We're not gonna count Johnny Somali, even though he's gonna be one of our topics for tonight. Fuck Johnny Somali at this point. Anyways, we'll start off with the biggest one of all. Mr. Beast releasing his AI thumbnail shit. What? Why? Like, here's the thing. I remember reading his tweet or something. I don't know if he said it in his video or in his tweet. But there was a tweet where he said, like, the reason that he made the AI thumbnail tool was so that way smaller creators who don't have a team of 300 people can start making it. And it's like, no, you created a way so you could fire the 300 employees on your team. That's what you did. Yeah. Counterintuitive. And the fact that it's for smaller creators who, mind you, might not have a lot of money to begin with. And he's charging, how much was he charging that for that stuff again? Anybody remember?
I don't know. I have no idea.
$80 a month.
80? Wow.
$80 a month. And Internet Anarchist tried it out. I don't know if you saw the video where Internet Anarchist tried it out. It's a joke. It's a literal joke. It doesn't work.
You could get a subscription. All right. You could get like an Adobe Photoshop subscription for just cheaper and just do the work yourself.
Not just that, ChatGPT, another AI tool out there, $10 a month. There are other AI tools out there that are cheaper than what Mr. Beast is offering. He's offered this as the solution, as like the guarantee to get you into the spotlight on YouTube. And it's industrializing it. It is actually industrializing YouTube. The thing that is not what it was supposed to become. That is not what YouTube is. That is not what YouTube was for. Do you know why we have the word you in YouTube? Because it's the creator. It's the people. Yeah. It's not supposed to be industrialized. Mr. Beast has... I am going to come out and say it. Jacksepticeye is correct. Mr. Beast has ruined YouTube. He has absolutely ruined YouTube. And it's a shame.
It's become a corporate monopoly.
It has. It has. You know, people are so focused on just the algorithm now. There's no soul behind it. What people care about now are click rates. Like, how engaged were people in this video? Oh, I need to get more people to stay longer. You know, let's do this don't click the sound thing. That is not YouTube. I get that that is something that works, but it is not YouTube. That is not what it should be at all. And I wish YouTube would fix this, but I don't think they will, you know? All they care about is the money. That's what happens. Money gets in the way of pretty much every stinking thing.
That and every video just... I don't know why, it just sounds all uniformal.
It does, you know? It's like, in this fit... Ow!
And that is why we do...
And that's why we don't make videos like that, people. We get hurt. Ow! My finger. Jammed it into my microphone. But no, yeah, it's like in this video we tested we tested how many pennies could hold up my weight.
We're gonna do video. In this video, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's become so. That's the problem with it. You know, all those YouTube gurus are like saying there's a formula to this, and Mr. Beast has said like there's a formula to it. Like I use this and this formula. It's just like, is that really what people want? You know,
that is just sad.
It's starting to look that way. That's what Mr. Beast is trying to push it towards, and that's the other thing about that. This AI tool he released is basically him saying, this is my personal opinion on this. You know, this is Pilot's Lounge. It's a podcast. We express our opinions on here heavily. Except when it comes to ultra sensitive topics, and we already know what one of the most recent one is, and we are not going to get into that.
Seriously.
But basically, the thing that immediately comes to my mind is that this is Mr. Beast saying, I made it, now you won't. That's just how it's... yeah. I mean, releasing this AI tool, it's basically saying, like, I've been able to make it. Now, if you want to make it, pay me $80 a month and I'll help you make it. No one's going to click on that stuff. It's not... It's him pushing down the smaller creators that are trying to make it out there. In my opinion, this showed how selfish Mr. Beast really is when it comes to YouTube. He says he loves the YouTube community. Yeah, I think he loves it in a way. Not in the way that he, not in the way that his representatives want him to show it. You know, it's not like how you care about the community because they put you where you are. They're the reason that your content exists. They are the reason that they keep coming back. I've said this before in a previous podcast, but Mr. Beast doesn't. The community he cares about are the numbers that it brings. That's what he cares about.
Exactly.
You know, I watched one of our previous podcasts, and I remember saying this. The subscriber count is nothing but a number. Mm-hmm. It is nothing but a number. Deep down, we're all just people trying to make it out there. And that's the sad truth about some of this. You know, and I still have to make this announcement on my main channel. I'm basically saying, like, I understand that there's been a lot of industrialization on YouTube now. And basically what I want to say is, fuck that. I am doing it like the OGs did. I'm doing this for fun. I am doing this because I love creating content. I am doing this for myself. I'm not trying to be a machine. You know, I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm not trying to follow a written program as probably what would be the best way to call it, you know? Don't follow a written program. That's the worst way. That's the worst way you could do this. I'm going to put you guys right there so I can look at you. You know, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to be someone that goes out there being like, oh, we did this because this other YouTuber did and it worked. You know, I'm going to do my own thing. And my own thing, I need to shift my content back the other direction. It's gotten way too dark. I need to switch it back. It's for my main channel. All my other channels, whatever. But my main channel needs to get back to that family-friendly arc. But yeah, Mr. Beast, what the fuck, dude? You know, a lot of people idolize you. And that's the other thing that makes me sick about this. I don't know if I told you this yet. I wrote this down yesterday because I wanted to mention this. Mr. Beast has a huge influence on his audience. We all can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. I saw something yesterday. So I was shopping around in Walmart yesterday, and I saw this kid put a Lunchly box in his mom's cart. This little boy.
Oh.
He probably looked like he wasn't even 9 yet. He looked like he was 8 years old.
No.
And he put a Lunchly box into his mom's cart.
That poor child.
It's not just that. The
Seriously.
poor parents. This is the upsetting part about it. This is the reality of it. Because Mr. Beast has such a huge influence on his audience that they will literally do anything and everything now, especially because they're children. And that's the sad truth about it. It's enough, it's enough to hear about it, but to see it happen in person broke my heart. I'm just like, wow, is this really the world that we are living in? Is this the reality now?
Unfortunately. But on my end, on some stores I've been to, I've seen some of the Mr. Beast stuff just rot away in the shelves.
As they should at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so upsetting to me. It was so upsetting to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to tell until the last second when I saw the Prime bottle picture on the front of it. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's a Lunchly box.
Yeah, my exact reaction when Lunchly came to the Walmart near me,
Mm-hmm.
I just put my face in my hands and I just felt horrible,
Yeah.
When I saw
I
the
felt horrible
lunch,
for all those kids that will be buying them.
Yeah. Isn't that the
Fortunately.
truth? It's just upsetting. It was so upsetting to see that because I'm just like, wow. So for the first time, I think I'd really seen the true greed behind those big YouTubers. The OGs like Jacksepticeye, Think Noodles, Dan TDM, Captain Sparkles, I don't see them as greedy little fucks, But the ones who have made it super big out there, like Mr. Beast, like the other side, like Mr. Beast, KSI, Logan Paul, all those fuckers, I just see that and I'm just like, seeing it for the first time happen in front of me was hard to watch. It was so hard to watch because, there were so many warnings out there about Lunchly. And the problem is parents, not every parent watches YouTube,
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Not every parent actually knows what's going on out there.
That is very true because and yet they wonder why their kids
are having problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know how to say that without sounding mean or rude.
You're fine, dude. But yeah, it's just what's upsetting about it is that I now truly see how unregulated YouTube is for little kids. Because this really just showed me. Seeing that happen in person really showed me. Because I'm like, no parent would let their kid buy this. But do the parents know what's going on? No, they don't.
Unfortunately not.
No, they won't. They don't and they won't. And that's the problem with YouTube. I think that's the big problem with YouTube merch and stuff like that. If you're going to sell something, that's the problem. I actually would consider YouTube to be an unregulated market. Unregulated selling market. Where you could pretty much sell anything and everything. I think that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And so the greedy ones out there sell anything and everything, So, and I know I'm not expecting this podcast to ever go big or for this episode to ever get viral. If it does, that's awesome. If it doesn't, whatever. I'm still going to say this piece as a message. If you're going to be out there, sell stuff responsibly. Don't be greedy. Don't weaponize your audience. That's what I'm seeing this as. Mr. Beast has practically weaponized the audience now into pretty much giving him whatever he wants. If you take that close a look at it.
That, and if anyone who criticizes Mr. Beast is basically shunned to hell and back by the fans.
Exactly. Will Mr. Beast ever get canceled? No. I think at this point, no. It's not possible. The only way he would get canceled is if his channel got terminated, which is, again, highly unlikely. I mean, look at what look at the Sniper Wolf situation. It's highly unlikely.
Yeah. If YouTube can just ban someone for criticizing Sniper Wolf, then they'll have no problem pulling the plug on people who criticize Mr. Beast, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the sad part about it. You know, I've just been horrified. I've never seen it happen in person. You know, seriously, it is one thing to hear it. It's another thing to see it happen in person. And I finally got to see the weaponization of an audience. I can understand now why so many people are upset. And I do actually consider this to be a serious issue, a big issue, because this involves kids. You know, this is about the health and safety of children.
Exactly. And I've seen audience weaponization before with with dreams stands, with the dream stands.
Well, that's different. That's a little different. The weaponization I'm talking about here is with a purely market, you know, the money weaponization.
Oh, all right.
He has such a huge influence over kids. He can say, I made a chocolate bar and kids will go buy it. I made a Lunchables alternative. Kids will go buy it. I got these hoodies. Kids will go buy it. That's the problem.
Or kids, more like kids will scream in their parents' face to go buy them the thing. Like
exactly. And so it's a pure weaponization at this point, and I'm just disgusted. I'm very disgusted at this.
Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I am fine with YouTubers selling merch like hoodies and plushies and stuff. That's totally fine. But to this extent,
this isn't merch.
Yeah, this isn't merch
it's lunch.
Anymore. This is actually food products. People are consuming this, and it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you are going to attempt to sell food, you have to do it right. You have to make sure everything about it is healthy for the children.
Exactly.
They are the future of our world, and people need to understand that.
Exactly.
That, and make sure you don't piss off the FDA.
Yeah, exactly. And that's seriously my biggest problem with it. These people have weaponized it so far, and the reason they can get away with this is because of how popular they are. They can't get canceled.
At this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if there is some cancellations, I think that should be going on. Ludwig, you're in the spotlight tonight. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You nearly killed your friend with alcohol poisoning.
Well, his friend was already a confirmed alcoholic, so.
Oh.
But the problem was of the enabling of it.
Yeah.
You know, so for reference, Ludwig recently did this stream called Beerio Kart, spelled Beerio Kart, where basically what he did with his friends is that they played Mario Kart for several rounds, and they would progressively get more drunk as they went on.
Mario is not going to be happy.
Yeah, I know. And the other problem with it is that basically It was the fact about the enableization of it for his alcoholic friend who has been known to have an alcohol problem. And there's actually a clip here I would actually like to share with you guys so that way you guys can see how bad it actually was.
He does off no beers. He's a machine of a man.
He said he had 7 beers already today.
If you ask him how many beers he's had lifetime, it's probably above 10,000.
Is this event enabling him?
He's the two-time champion. He's never lost.
We gotta do PB! Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
Why are they celebrating this? Why is that something to be celebrated? I do not understand.
They're all drunken idiots.
I mean, dude, what happens if he passes out? You know, here's the other half.
His liver's just dropped dead.
Here's the other half of that clip.
Mango just blew a .32!
Oh my god, dude.
Clear. That is dangerous. That's not good.
Whoa!
That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
No, in the
Ludwig, what the actual fuck is wrong with you?
Does he not hear himself?
Apparently not. Apparently not, dude. Apparently not. Dude, I spoke to my dad about this earlier today. I said, how bad is it to have a blood alcohol level of 0.32? And he stood there and thought for a bit, and he said, if you are not passed out, then you have a serious alcohol problem. Because here's the problem with this. A 0.32 blood alcohol level. I don't know if you know this. Take a look at this right here. So 0% is sober, you know. 0.2 is mildly altered mood, slight loss of judgment. 0.05 is impaired judgment and coordination. 0.08, that is the legally intoxicated level. So, like, you know how you get pulled over and they tell you to blow into the breathalyzer? 0.08, right. You're arrested. So there's our main number. 0.1 is slurred speech. So now you're drunk. 0.15 and above is severe impairment, including vomiting, loss of balance, and potential loss of consciousness. And here's the kicker. 0.30 and above, high risk of alcohol poisoning, coma, and death. High risk of alcohol poisoning, coma, and death. Let me just let that sink in for a little bit.
And Ludwig's just there thinking, yeah, my friend's gonna die.
Yeah, let's get those numbers higher. It's like, what? The dude could die. Here's the other thing too. If he had died, Ludwig would have 100% been held responsible for that.
Oh, definitely.
For enabling it. It's just like, what the actual hell is wrong with him? And then later, I think recently he did a stream where he talked about it because people are mad. People are definitely mad at him.
Second.
People are mad at him. And so he basically did a stream where he said that he's now cut contact with the person for being drunk because the guy got so drunk he started harassing other people inappropriately. And
whose fault is it that he got that drunk?
Ludwig's. It's 100% Ludwig's fault. And here's the thing: he went on stream and he said he's basically off scot-free. You know?
But no,
I don't think so.
That is just.
No.
He thinks that'll be the case. No, he can think again. That is the equivalence of. That's the equivalence of. Like, okay, let me think of an example. It's like you and your buddy are driving around, like, the neighborhood, right?
Right.
you're live streaming and you dare your buddy to crash into someone's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Your buddy goes to do that, and then another stream later, you're like, I cut off contact with that guy. He is insane. I can't believe he did that. What a nut job!
Yeah, exactly. There's the logic. There's the logic. Oh my god. I highly doubt that any kind of real repercussions will happen from this. But reputation-wise, it has definitely now been damaged. Shout out to Valkyrie and that other guy who were both saying, like, isn't this a bad idea? You know? Shout out to those people. Seriously.
And also shout out to the channel we got this video from.
Yeah, more Pegasus. I get all this kind of information from him. Go do subscribe to more Pegasus. If you're watching Pegasus, what's up? Good to see you.
Also, remember, kids, don't have a bad reputation and don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
That's a bad reputation, and doing something stupid from that reputation will harm you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, dude, seriously. It's just, I just can't believe it. You know, it's just so hard to believe that this could even happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that Ludwig enabled this person to do all this stuff, it's shocking.
Yeah.
It is absolutely shocking.
You know how they tell you in school to use alcohol, what is the word? Crap, it fell out of my head. But
responsibly?
Just be responsible. Yes, handle it responsibly. This is the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Beyond the exact opposite. Now, I do agree with Loki here, with the Mario guy. You know, Mr. Mario, I definitely think that Nintendo is not going to be happy about this. And not one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be pissed because
oh yeah,
they may have very well sponsored that whole thing, you know?
And they do not play around.
They would never.
Copyright.
They would never sponsor that.
Yeah. But yeah, they're still going to be pissed.
Yeah, I definitely think they will be. Oh my god. Anyways, moving on from Ludwig to the bigger news, which is Johnny Somali. He's got a new charge against him.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Johnny Somali got in trouble with some cupcake harassment. That's what we're going to call it. Cupcake inappropriate harassment. That's what I'll call the charge. Yep. You guys can fill in the blanks later. Yeah, he's definitely screwed more now than he was. I honestly had forgotten the guy existed. If his
goal...
Go ahead. Go.
If his goal was just to be the most hated human being on the planet and give American tourists the worst representation. Representation and reputation possible, then he's done it.
Yeah, he definitely did. But it's a good thing that more people are now standing. I think that there are a few good things that came from this. Internet Anarchist pointed this out a lot. He said that now the locals from those countries are not taking any bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see.
It is a good thing. You know that I love that Japan is so friendly and sweet. I love the Japanese people. They're amazing. But they're sometimes too nice. Just like me. Sometimes I can be too nice. With this, I think it will be good for them because now they've learned and they won't take any crap anymore.
No, they will not. They know what to do. And it's the people. It's the people first.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's the other thing. You know, Johnny Somali pretty much almost forgot the guy existed. But at this point, I think a lot of people will once his trial is finished, because at this point he has pled not guilty to his deepfake videos, which will be proven guilty because of the large amount of evidence of him promoting that stuff on his own channels and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to be a kangaroo court case real quick.
Can he get like 7 years for messing around with AI like that?
Yeah, he can get 7 to 9 years in jail for pulling that stunt, which is probably why he pled not guilty, because the reality of him actually now in the risk of actually going to jail is becoming that reality. He's decided to try and lessen the amount of sentence stuff, whatever you want to call it, which it's not going to work. You know, it's not going to work at this point. He probably just made it even worse for himself now. But with the new charges coming out, oh boy, yeah, he's finished. He's probably going to be. I think South Korea is really trying to make an example out of this. They are probably trying to get him in for life. That is my guess. Blame them. You don't blame them?
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. Seriously,
I don't blame them. Although
he demoralized the statues of peace, which represent
the Korean victims during the Second World War
of sexual slavery.
Yeah.
I do not blame them for trying to get him in for life. Seriously.
Yeah.
And at this point, Korea, can you do that, please? That'd be so funny. I'd laugh. I'd laugh so hard.
Whatever happens to him, he deserves it 100%.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Indeed.
Cupid actually just learned about him today. I got her caught up on that whole thing.
It sickened me. It sickened me to the point where I actually almost threw up. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. There are people out there that are that bad. You know, I've recently had some Jack Doherty news come up too, where he is now breaking and entering. So I'm not. He even streamed it.
I was gonna say this right now. He's gonna get straight up shot for that.
I would not be surprised. Yeah.
He might.
I don't know what the status of him is anymore. You know, we talked about him on this channel, I think back in January, maybe, on this podcast. But he hasn't really.
Had that accident with his McLaren.
Yeah, whatever the accident he had with his McLaren was, that was really the last time we focused on him as a main topic. But he's kind of faded into obscurity. So now I definitely think that his downfall is complete. You know, I think that it is definitely complete.
To all the good YouTubers out there, keep doing what you're doing. You'll get up there with the great.
Exactly.
And don't be a corporate sellout like Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, all the good YouTubers out there, you guys are all fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Also, parents. Take your kids' tablets, throw them away, give them books.
Make them read Harry Potter. Or
Make them read Harry
Something
Potter. Of course.
Give them books.
Or Fablehaven.
I'm assuming you probably want to do a Harry Potter theme one next.